Welcome back to the Kerr Fitness Center here on the Roche University Sports Network. Phil Pito alongside Jeffrey Santa as we're here for some women's action on a wonderful Tuesday night here in the Berg, you could say, as it's a little chilly out, but you can't ask for much more. So we got the Carnegie Mellon University traveling here to McCandless to face your LaRoche Redhawks. We're going to run through some quick starters, and then we'll go to Jeff for a couple in-game keys to look forward to. So for the starting lineups, first for your Carnegie Mellon Tartans. Starting number 4, forward senior, standing 6'1", Katie Higgins. And number 12, a guard senior, standing 5'9", Pereira. Next, we've got number 22, a guard senior, standing at 5'10", Michaela Flair. Next, we have 32, a forward sophomore, standing at 6'1", Caitlin Clendenin. And lastly, rounding out the starters, we have number 34, a guard, a sophomore at 6 foot, Leah Westlock. Now for your LaRoche Redhawks. Number 1, Deja Sanders, a guard, sophomore, standing at 5'6". Number 13, Jenna Cole. She's a guard, senior, standing at 6 foot. Number 15, Iana Mazik, a guard, junior, standing at 5'10". And we've got number 24, Chandrea Butler, a guard, junior, standing at 5'5". And lastly, rounding out your starters, we have number 33, Deja Jackson, a freshman forward, standing at 5'10". So quickly before we start this game here, Jeff, what are some keys we can look into for both sides to bring a win for LaRoche and for Carnegie?
Yeah, right before tip-off here, Philip, at the Kerr Fitness Center. I'm looking at a couple of key things here. The LaRoche Lady Redhawks have to keep up their offensive intensity and scoring. The Tartans from Carnegie Mellon don't score a whole lot, 61.5 points per game, so they're going to have to play a good defensive game on the other end. And something to be noted is that the Carnegie Mellon Tartans have not played in 10 days. So a lot of people think, is that good, is that bad? Depends per team, depends how they're coached. We're going to see tonight, Philip.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like we noted in pregame when we were talking over this, 10 days is a lot of days. I mean, they spent a lot of time during Thanksgiving week probably eating a lot of food and enjoying their time off. So we're going to see as we get ready for the tip here at the Kerr Fitness Center. Jeff, like you said, I mean, 10 days is a long time to wait for a team. So the tip is up, and that's won by LaRoche. So Chandrea Butler brings the ball down the court as they start here in the first quarter. Ball still in Sanders. Still in Butler. Back to Butler. Butler down in the paint. Number 23, Denasia Anderson. Stolen away. Down low in the post. Clendenin for 2. So we see the Tartans early on trying to pace the play into the paint here against LaRoche.
Yeah, not exactly a great start there, Philip. Turnover on the offensive end, slow to get back on defense.
Yeah, so see the ball get to Jenna Cole at the key, and that's a 2 she doesn't usually miss, which is good. So Carnegie Mellon here pushing the ball down the floor a little bit, gets it into the post to Clendenin. Clendenin goes cross court. That's tipped out of bounds by Chandrea Butler. So one thing to note, Jeff, is this Carnegie Mellon team has got a big size advantage on this LaRoche team. I mean, yes, Jenna Cole does stand at 6 foot, but Carnegie Mellon starting a 6 foot and a 6'1" player in the post. It's going to be a tough task for number 23, Deja Anderson, as she's got to guard a girl that's 4 or 5 inches taller than her.
Yep, and just like you saw, we're going to need active hands down low, just like from Chandrea Butler on that last possession.
Yeah, exactly. Good defense here will win this game for LaRoche. So LaRoche now on the guard, 8 on the shot clock. Flair with the ball to the corner. Higgins for 3. That's off the mark. And a rebound there for Mazik. So Mazik pushing the pace here. Pulls the ball out. That's going to be turned over. The Tartans come down the court fast, but they're going to actually turn it over too as that ball is tipped out of bounds and it will go LaRoche's way. So Chandrea Butler to bring the ball down the floor now. Butler dribbling around. Goes to the top of the key. Over to side of Mazik, That's off the mark. Leah Westlock with the ball now. Good tip there by Mazik as she pushes it down the floor. Got somebody running with her. And that's a quick 2 there for Deja Anderson. So Westlock with the ball now, gives it up there to... That's going to be a travel on Higgins. Ball will go to LaRoche. LaRoche leads here early in this first quarter, 4-2.
A little bit of a sloppy start here from both sides. Still early, of course, just started the first quarter.
Yeah, it's like you said, maybe one of those 10-day rests. I know we said that Carnegie Mellon was on a 10-day rest, but LaRoche was also on a 7-day rest, which is a good bit for a team that's in mid-season form, you would say. So ball goes up there. Good rebound by Clendenin. Westlock now at the top of the key. Dribbling around, gives it up. Ball goes to Flair. Clendenin to the corner. Westlock for 3, and that's off the mark. But a good offensive rebound there by Higgins. And a good job to get their hands there in by Mazik as she takes the ball away and draws the foul.
She's been very active on the boards thus far to start. And another thing I think that should be looked at.
So a little stop of play there as the official makes sure he has the right number to call. So like you're saying, Jeff, go ahead.
Thus far, the Carnegie Mellon Tartans, they have more been offensive sets. We saw the Altoona Lions running down the court a lot, catching the Lady Redhawks on their heels, scoring easy baskets. I've seen a couple offensive sets thus far in their first couple possessions.
Yeah, so that's one thing we've seen, though. You talked about earlier with the points per game, and when they set an offense up, it's going to slow the pace down a little bit. So Butler in the corner now with the ball. Gives it to Anderson. Mazik back down low. They're going to call a foul on Clendenin as Jenna Cole draws that one. One thing to note, though, is this Tartans team does a very good job of limiting their fouls. And, I mean, that's 2 quick ones early. And if you look, they average only about 15 per game, which means they're very disciplined. And that falls back on the head coach.
Most definitely. Jackie Hulla, her 9th season with the Tartans. Once again, not her first rodeo. I've used that cliche a couple of times, but definitely knows what she's doing out there, and definitely with some other prior head coaching experience like we were talking about off air.
Cole with the 2. As we see the Tartans bring the ball down the floor now. Flair with the ball. Up 3, off the mark there for Laurel Pereira. Ball's going to stay with the Tartans. Going to reset the shot clock here to 20. Ball goes into Pereira as she takes a quick 3, and that's off the mark. Mazik with a good rebound as she pushes the pace down the floor. Butler down to Cole. Cole in the paint. Back to Butler. Butler for 3. And that's good. Shaundrea Butler with a good pass from Jenna Cole there for 3. Pereira now with the ball. Gives to Higgins. Higgins drives. Gets the double team. They're going to get her for a walk. So we're going to get a timeout here for the Tartans as they are trailing 9-2 halfway through this first. We're going to take a quick break alongside them. We'll be right back here at the Kerr on the LaRoche University Sports Network. Back here at the Kerr Fitness Center. So LaRoche now brings the ball down as they lead by 7 here about halfway through this first quarter. Mazik Over to Sanders. Sanders in the corner for three. That's off the mark. Good offensive rebound there by Anderson. Anderson, she goes in to Deja Jackson for two. And fresh off the bench, the freshman, number 33, Deja Jackson, gets in on the scoring here. So a tipped out ball there by LaRoche is going to stay with the Tartans. Ball over to the corner. To Pereira. Over to Westlock. Back in the corner there to Flair. Flair to Higgins. That's going to be tipped. That's going to be taken away as Sanders pushes the pace here. She takes it in, drives, and gets fouled. So she'll go to shoot two.
A pretty frustrating opening start here for the Tartans. They seem very three-point oriented. That possession looked like they were trying to get it down low, but a lot of the threes they've taken just haven't gone in thus far, and they've had 3 or 4 turnovers already, so mistakes are going to have to limit going forward.
Yeah, exactly. So we see Sanders actually missed the first one of her two. Second one up, and that's off the mark both, as she misses both here for LaRoche. Top of the point here. Clendenin for two, and that's good. So a much needed two there for the Tartans as they were really starting to fall behind early in this game. And so Clendenin with both scores so far for the Tartans, they're going to have to spread it around if they want to keep in this game. So we're going to get a travel here on Sanders.
A couple of early travels here to start the game. Even Clendenin on that too. It looked like argument could have been made that she shuffled her shoes a little bit.
So Sydney Farmer enters the game for the Redhawks as she's going to take Ayana Mazik's place. So West locked down to bring the ball up. Westlock to the top of the point with Higgins as she's going to turn the ball over. Sanders to bring it down on a quick pace. Lays up a two, no good. So the Tartans will regain possession and come back down the floor. So we're going to get a foul here on Chandrea Butler. And she was kind of mismatched there against Higgins. I mean, Higgins standing at 6'1" and Butler 5'5", so that was not an easy call there for LaRoche as they have to take the mismatch foul. So Pereira drives now against Butler, goes into Butler, over to the corner. 3 ball up for Flair, and that's good. So Flair for 3 now as LaRoche brings the ball back up the court into the corner to Anderson. Back to Butler. Butler picks up her dribble, looking for help. Got to get a 5-second call there on Butler. So a turnover by the Lady Redhawks.
Not everyone seemed to be on the same exact page there. I'm not sure if the Tartans' zone defense caused a little bit of communication issues or trouble, but just holding on to the ball too long. Need to pass the rock.
Yeah, we see Coach Cam's frustration starting here early as her offense isn't looking the way she wanted it to look. So the newly entered Megan Jabe takes the shot and misses. Down to the corner, Farmer for 3, and that's going to be too much. But a good offensive rebound there by by Anderson, as she gives it up to Deja Jackson. So a good 2-point basket there by Jackson. Good tip there by Sanders, as she's going to keep it in, but it's going to stay with the Tartans. Top of the key there to Clendenin. As it goes to Westlock as she puts it up for 2 and gets fouled, so she'll go to the line to shoot 2. So Westlock will shoot the free throws here. First one for Westlock is off the mark, as we see Nia Thomas and Jenna Cole and Iana Mazik check in for LaRoche. So a fresh bunch of legs there for Coach Cam and this Lady Redhawks team. Westlock missed the first one. Second one is also off the mark, but a good tip there by Carnegie Mellon as they're going to regain possession. Cameron Pitts passes it off, and that's now stolen by Jackson, regained by the Tartans, and she's going to get fouled. That is number 15, Megan Jabe. So the foul will go to Deja Jackson on LaRoche. That'll be her first.
The Lady Redhawks definitely going to have to play a fundamental game down low. You just saw the tip there for the extra possession for the Tartans. You don't have to be tall to be fundamental down low. Box out, steal your guy, make a good rebound.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and we're going to say it over and over again as we commentate here at the Kerr. These Redhawk teams are usually more athletic than the opposing team, but the height advantages are sometimes not there. So you're right. Use that athletic ability to your side. Make sure you box out and make sure they don't get extra possessions. So LaRoche now comes up the floor here for Butler. Jenna Cole from the key. Is she going to take a two? That's off the mark, but a good tip around there for Jackson as she gets it back to Cole. Cole gets her own rebound and scores two. So two good offensive rebounds there for LaRoche as they get settled in on the offensive end. So good steal by Mazik as she goes down the floor. Layup is good. So Mazik goes coast to coast. Scores the two here for LaRoche as they have a 17-7 lead with about a minute 20 remaining in this first quarter. Good steal there by LaRoche as they're going fast break here again too. Nia Thomas. Pump fakes, 2 for 2, and that's good. So 6 quick, fast points there for LaRoche as they're trying to end this first quarter on a high note.
Nifty little move there by Thomas, but Iana Mazik very active on the defensive end already, just as the previous game that we watched here, Philip.
Yeah, she had 8 steals in that previous one here against Altoona, so she was LaRoche's player of the week that week, so that's big. So she's continuing that success in this first quarter early on. Ball goes to the corner for Panera. It's 3 up in the air, and that's off the mark. Mazik to bring the ball back down the floor. That's going to be tipped out of bounds, but it's actually going to go to the Tartans as Mazik loses the ball. So Deja Anderson checks back in for LaRoche, and Katie Higgins checks in for the Tartans. So Megan Jabe to bring the ball down the floor here for the Tartans. Over to the corner. Flair for 2, and that's good. So LaRoche now with the shot clock off with about 19 seconds remaining here. Up with 10-point lead. Will hold for the last shot here in this first quarter. And a steal there by the Tartans. Is that going to go for 2? And LaRoche has got to hurry now as there's 4 seconds left in this quarter. And that's not going to be put. And so a frustrating end to this quarter for LaRoche as they give up 2 and don't get anything when they thought they could hold for the last one. So we're going to get a quick break here at the end of the quarter. We'll be right back on the LaRoche University Sports Network. back here at the Kerr as we get ready to start the second quarter. LaRoche leads 19-11. Jeff, what do we see in that first quarter that we really liked from both sides?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, it's been a game of runs thus far. Like you said, before we took our break, frustrating last minute there for the Lady Redhawks. Got a little bit lazy, a little bit lackadaisical. Got to cut that out.
For sure. So a quick jump ball here as LaRoche will tie it up, and they'll gain it as the Tartans actually got it to start that quarter. So good defensive possession to start for LaRoche.
Most definitely. 19-11 coming into the second quarter, but I feel like the defensive intensity and the hustle both go to the Lady Redhawks up until this point.
Yeah, that's one thing Coach Cam prides herself in, is making sure her team is tougher and ready to go. And so we're going to see if they can continue that as this first half closes out. So Higgins now into Jabe for two. That's off the mark. They're going to get a foul here on Cameron Pitts as she was trying to box out Nia Thomas. So a little miscommunication, we thought, but no, it's going to stay on Cameron Pitts as she's going to get subbed in for by Clendenin. So LaRoche kind of gets bailed out there as there was two girls down, an offensive rebound on that one, and it looked like a quick, easy two for the Tartans, but a foul by the Tartans is going to negate that, and it's going to come LaRoche's way. So Cole tries to go out to Thomas. Thomas to the corner to Anderson. Back down to the paint to Cole as she's going to travel. So a turnover there for the Redhawks. Megan Jabe now bringing the ball up the court. Over to Emily Archer. To the corner. And that's Flair for two.
That's a good shot selection by the Tartans, but what you've seen here is the veteran coaching from Coach Cam. She switched to this 1-3-1, almost dynamic defensive set. She said, beat me down low, beat me with the twos. We're going to limit the three-pointers from the Tartans. Pretty genius.
Yeah, for sure. Coach Cam knowing exactly what she's doing here. So she's going to hopefully propel this Redhawks team to their second wins, 2 straight at home here. So ball goes in the paint to Clendenin, and she makes a good move around Anderson. So the Lady Tartans now cut this deficit to 4 as the Redhawks still lead 19-15. 8 minutes to go in this second quarter.
Yeah, that time the Lady Redhawks actually came down in a man, just as I talked about that. The 1-3-1 got switched right away, and it looked like a little miscommunication.
So the length and the height for this Tartan team seems to be a problem for LaRoche, as we see a shot there by Archer pulled up a little quick, and that's off the mark, but a good offensive rebound by the Tartans.
Yeah, LaRoche is going to have to get creative here on the offensive end. Going to have your shot fakes. You're going to have to make bounce passes. I'm seeing a lot of attempted chest passes that, like you said, the length of the Tartans, they're getting their hands on balls. No, got to switch it up a little bit on the offensive end thus far.
One thing we can note, though, too, is, I mean, as we go to a free throw here, it's going to be Flair. She misses the first one. But like I was saying, though, is Coach Cam likes to play the one guard set when whichever one's bringing the ball down. I mean, Chandra Butler's been in the game. She brings the ball down every time. And then Denasia Sanders comes in, and she brings the ball down every time. Well, now they're going to have to put both in the game because of how well this Tartans team is playing defense. So Anderson now drives, kicks to the corner for Mazik. Mazik for 3. That's off the mark, but a good offensive rebound by Sanders. And she gets her own rebound back. Tries to throw it back out, but stolen away by the Tartans. Goes over to Archer. Archer stops. Dribbles out. Guarded by Mazik. Mazik to Jabe. Archer to Jabe. Over to the corner. Flair. Back to Archer. Archer for 2. Pulls up. Shot fake. They're going to get a foul on Mazik as she pushes Jabe on the drive. So that'll be Mazik's first foul.
like we have in our notes from off the air, only 61.5 points per game for this Tartans team. And that's sometimes that might not tell the whole story, right? Their offense seems calculated, almost lull the defense to sleep, and they've made the Lady Redhawks make mistakes, commit almost stupid fouls.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's something we've seen the Penn State Barron team that comes in here on a regular basis do. I mean, both women's on the lines for the Penn State Barons do a really good job of taking that shot clock down to 0 almost every time. And that's what this Tartans team's doing. Yes, they only score 61 points a game, but when you hold the ball for over half the game, it's just going to end up in your favor. So now Deja Jackson over to Butler. Butler pulls it back out, picks up her dribble, goes into Anderson. Anderson gets actually double teamed, and she's going to walk. So this Tartans team doing a really, really good job of help defense, you could say. I mean, we're seeing every time the ball goes into paint, there's 2 or 3 girls around the person who's got the ball. So Jabe to bring the ball up the court here. Archer now. Dribbles around. Higgins with the ball. We're going to get Jabe with a travel. So another turnover for the Tartans. So Butler to bring the ball up the court here. LaRoche still leads 19-15 with 6 minutes to go in this second quarter. So this 2-3 zone is really giving LaRoche fits offensively. So do you see Jackson come get the ball for the help there? 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Butler with a drive. She's going to get the 2, and it's not going to go. So back the other way, quick for the Tartans. As Jabe now holds her footing and passes it off to Archer. Archer to Clendenin with a little mismatch here as Clendenin draws the shot, Butler defense. Goes over to Jabe. Jabe goes into Clendenin. She's going to be fouled by Sanders.
And as we see this Lady Redhawks offensive drought continues, I'm looking at 6 minutes almost without a bucket. I'd like to see some good active hands on the defensive end, maybe coast to coast for an easy layup, as we've seen thus far already in this game.
Yeah, we've seen LaRoche wanting to push the pace when they can get a steal, so they're looking to try to get one here to get some points on the board. So Clendenin now with the ball. Goes in, good tip. Oh, they're going to get a foul on Sanders.
That's a tough one.
That'll be the team's 4th of the quarter. So the next foul on LaRoche will go to end up in the 1-and-1 for the Lady Tartans. So that's something to keep in mind. Ball goes in there to Pereira. Guarded by Butler, excuse me, as she gets the steal. Butler pushing the pace here a little bit, dribbling around, pulls it back out. Butler misses the open target in Sydney Farmer. So Butler driving now. They're going to get Butler for the charge. Coach Cam visibly upset with that call.
Yeah, I can't believe that one either.
Yeah, that was one of those ones where, I mean, if anything, a block on the defensive end. I mean, that's a tough call if you're the officiating crew. So an offensive foul doesn't result in a 1-and-1, but we'll see the next foul on the defensive end come for a 1-and-1 for the Tartans. So quick steal there by Farmers. A miscommunication happens for the Tartans as she's going to pull it out. Butler now gives it up to Anderson. Anderson goes into Jackson. Jackson trying to get... So almost a turnover there for LaRoche, but they're going to get her for 3 seconds in the lane, which she kind of caught the ball in. Wow, what a kind of a tough call there by the officiating crew. Maybe a break if you're LaRoche, which slows down the fast break for the Tartans, and we're going to get a travel call.
So many whistles in this half thus far. It's been the pace of play has been a little bit stifled by the officiating.
I mean, the officiating for sure has negated the way that both these teams play. I mean, we know the LaRoche Redhawks love to push the pace, and this Tartan team seems like they wanted to do the same thing, but the officiating crew is just making sure that doesn't happen. So Mazik now with the ball, dribbling around, goes back out to Butler. Butler with the ball, shot clock at 10, gives it to Anderson. Anderson to Butler again. Butler drives, 4 on the shot clock to Farmer. Farmer for 3, and that's good. As the shot clock runs out, that's a really big bucket if you're this Lady Redhawks team.
Much needed bucket for the Redhawks.
So we're going to get a foul on Anderson is maybe a little push against Clendenin down low, but it looked like a little friendly battle down low for both sides.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. That can't go to the hole on offense and can't defend the paint on defense. Both of them drawing fouls from the referees.
Yeah, this officiating crew really quick to the whistle tonight, and I'm not understanding why. Coach Cam visibly upset as she's talking to the official right now. Clendenin's first shot up, and that's off. Clendenin for second shot, and that's good. So LaRoche's lead to 6. So Butler now with the ball. LaRoche leads 22-16 with 3:50 left to play in this half. So Farmer now. Back to Mazik. Mazik to Farmer again. Ball goes in the paint to Anderson. Anderson will try to make a good move. Gets her own ball back there. Goes over to Mazik. A bad pass from Farmer. Butler for 3. That's off the mark, but a good offensive rebound by Mazik there. She pulls it back out and realizes the shot clock resets. So offensive setup here for LaRoche as they try to run something with 10 seconds on the shot clock. So ball taken away there by the Tartans as they push the pace. Higgins down the floor here. She's driving. Gonna miss the layup. Good job. Good defense there by Chandrea Butler.
Yeah, and me and you know best, especially from competing as a Red Hawk, that the refs, they're not going to dictate the whole game. 99% of the time, I would say, the better, more skilled, more prepared team is going to come out regardless of if the calls are one way or the other.
Absolutely. So like I said, LaRoche just has to weather these officiating crews off sometimes. And it's now 5 seconds on the shot clock here as Chandrea Butler drives, and they're going to get a foul here on Higgins.
And along with that, definitely need to see more ball security on the offensive end from the Lady Redhawks. It's still a little bit sloppy, and like you've been saying, the size difference is coming into play. Chandrea Butler getting a little bit bottled up on some possessions. The passing has been tough thus far.
Yeah, so we see Coach Cam trying to go a little bit of a bigger lineup now as she puts in DJ Whittington, who stands at 5'10", and they've also got Jenna Cole, 6 foot on the floor, a couple bigger girls to try to match up with this Tartans team. So the ball goes to the corner, tipped out there by the Tartans as they're going to go back the other way. Whittington on the ball, and that's actually good for 2 for Westlock. So a quick 2 there for the Tartans, and the lead is deficit's cut to 4. Chandrea Butler with the ball. Goes in the corner to Whittington. Whittington to Anderson. Anderson for a jump 2, and that's off the mark. So now Westlock with the ball. So Westlock setting up the offense here with about 1:45 to play left in the half. Archer in the post. She draws Butler. The hook shot in and good. So this LaRoche lead down to 2 now, as the score is 22-20 in favor of the Redhawks with about 1:30 left in the half.
What a tale of 2 quarters here, though, and as far as I'm concerned, Redhawks lucky to be up 2 points at this point.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, only with 3 points in this whole quarter, it's something to note as LaRoche is still up, but the lead is very quickly dwindling. As another steal by this Tartans team, and Westlock, as she is now gonna foul DJ Whittington. So a loose ball foul there by Leah Westlock. That'll be Westlock's first of the game. So a new shot clock here for LaRoche as 1:08 remains on the clock in this half. So something to look forward to as we think, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to have Kennedy Smith, one of the players for the men's team come on at halftime, as Jeff will ask them a few questions with their upcoming game when they face Carnegie Mellon tomorrow away, actually. So that's something to look forward to at halftime. So Butler now with the ball. She drives. Good take, but loses it, but that's going to stay with LaRoche. So 7 on the shot clock here with 45 seconds left to go in the game. So Butler to inbound. Ball goes into Whittington. Whittington stops. Quick 2, and that's off the mark. So about a 10-second shot clock, game clock differential here for the Tartans, so they can't hold the last shot. Ball goes in there to Cameron Pitts. She's off the mark, but an offensive rebound there for the Tartans, as there's still a shot clock difference here, about 2 seconds. So Westlock stops her dribble, gives it up to Pitts. Pitts hands the ball off to Falair for 3. 6 seconds to go as Butler pushes the pace here, looking for a quick 2 to end the half. That's not going to happen, so time's going to run out. And nothing in that last minute, so LaRoche will continue to hold the lead as they go into halftime, 22-20. So we're going to take a quick little break here during the half, and we're going to be back with some stats and some look forward to, and Kenny Smith as he comes on air to talk about the upcoming game. So we'll be right back here on the LaRoche University Sports Network.
Back at the Curve Fitness Center here on the Roche University Sports Network, we actually have a feature halftime guest, guard Kennedy Smith of the men's basketball team. What's going on, Kennedy?
How you doing?
Good.
I'm good. Jeff, how you doing? I'm
Just hanging
good
out
to be
up
here.
We're glad to have you.
I'm happy to be here.
All right. I just got a couple quick questions for you. You're not going to take up your whole night. If people don't know, I'm just going to give them a little introduction. 30-point game, 30-point plus game to start at the beginning of the year, and first conference game against the Altoona Lions. 20 points and 5 rebounds, really stuffing the stat sheet. So first question I'm going to start off with, I know you're on the road against Carnegie Mellon, but tell me about the Cur the other day against the Lions. How was the place rocking, and how much does that fuel you guys toward playing better?
Oh yeah, the energy was amazing, and then you could tell too. Like once the crowd started getting into it, we start feeding off the crowd. Everybody started making their shots. I believe that was the best three-point shooting game we had all year.
Yep.
It was happy to finally back home. Took a couple of tough losses on the road, but managed to bounce back at home. First one, gave a show out.
Yeah, most definitely. And even me and Phil sitting up here could definitely tell the momentum swings. Our fans were getting into it, and you guys were getting hyped up with them, and even getting into the Altoona team's heads a little bit.
Yeah.
Moving forward, just any advice for any young player out there maybe listening in order to maybe get to the collegiate level and just succeed in their everyday game? You got anything specific, shooting, hustle, just being a hard worker, handles, or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I would just say first, you got to have an ambition to be great. You got to make sure if you got to put work in, hard work. If you don't know, I'm considered a three-point shooter right now, I guess. If up until the season, I shot a total of probably four or five throughout my whole college career. But now I made 7 in the game. It's just I woke up. We had conditioning at 6:30. I'll wake up at 5:30, get my shots up before, and then that absolutely helped me too. And then one time, Coach Joe, he was up in here. I got here at like 5:25. I saw him in the gym. That motivated me too right there. Like I got to get there early. I want to be the first person in the gym. So yeah, just keep. That's all I tell them. Just keep going hard. I'm saying you're always gonna have doubts against you, but you gotta keep your head straight and just go with it.
Absolutely, great advice. Being the hardest worker in the room. Last one for you here. What's your favorite part about being a LaRoche Redhawk?
I love the culture. I love the people. Everybody. It's a big family. It's not a big school, but it's a big family. I feel like I'm at home all the time. And then I love the fans. I love the students. I love everybody that come around. It's a great energy. Everybody's always supporting us, and that's just big. That helped me go too. Helps me keep going and trying to play better because I want to give everybody a good show every time they come out. Give them a run for their money.
Hey man, keep balling out. We really appreciate you coming on
Yes,
and doing
sir.
this. Kennedy Smith, everybody.
Welcome back here to the Kerr as we had a pretty good halftime report there from Kennedy and Jeff, so we want to thank both of them. So we're going to get started right into it here for the LaRoche Redhawks and Carnegie Mellon Tartans second half. As the Tartans start with the ball. Ball goes up. Clendenin over to Higgins. Higgins for two, and that's good. So a tie ball game to start the second half here. So Chandrea Butler bringing the ball up now. Over to Cole. Cole back to Butler. Butler goes to the corner to Sanders. Sanders into Anderson. Back to Butler. Over to Mazik. Mazik for three, and that's good. So a quick three there by Mazik. And Jeff, it kind of looked like the Roche offense was getting going there.
Yep, definitely good come down set of play. Get into your half court sets. I hate to state the obvious, but you're going to need more offensive production than that second quarter. And it's Carnegie Mellon. It's out of conference. Take some of the tricks out of your bag, Coach Cam. Do something to get the offense going.
I think that's what she was doing. I mean, we talk about all the time how good she is with her halftime adjustments. So we saw that early on. Yeah, the defense didn't look so good at the start, so we're going to see what happens. But good job as LaRoche gets back that lead to three now. So Tartans now with the ball. Goes over to Flair. Flair's shot is off. Mazik with the ball. She brings it up. Zeke throws it away, so a quick turnover by LaRoche.
And I get it, right? If you're playing Altoona, if you're playing Barron, if you're playing someone that you're going to repeat C2 and then maybe in the conference tournament as well, you might not want to show your top plays. And if you're saving something special, that's fine. But this Carnegie Mellon team, it's basically a one and done.
So the Tartans now with the ball as they go into the paint to Clendenin, guarded by Cole. And she goes up and under to get a two. So we see Clendenin kind of being that catalyst for this offense for the Tartans. I mean, everything kind of runs through her in the paint.
Yeah, most definitely. They do get a lot of pressure down low, and that's where the start of their offense really comes from.
So Butler now with the ball as LaRoche tries to extend their lead. Sanders back up to Butler. Butler to Mazik. Mazik from a deep three, and that's off the mark. But Sanders there to get the offensive rebound. So a new set of seconds on the shot clock here. So Mazik with the bad pass, and that's going to be a... Excuse me. Oh, okay. So Mazik will actually check out here. Sorry, I was confused with Coach Cam starting to yell a little bit down there on the bench. So the ball goes to the Tartans here as a turnover by the LaRoche Redhawks. So we see Westlock with the ball. Clendenin back to Westlock. Westlock with the top of the key, gives it up. Back down low to Higgins. Cole gets a good reach. Oh, and they're going to get, I think they're going to get Nia Thomas with a foul here. Yep, they are.
And at this point, Coach Cam extremely vocal from the bench, almost stating obvious things to do on defense, saying we need to stop, hands, but sometimes that's what a defense needs reminded of. And she does sit Ayanna Mazik down, and she hit a three, but then turned the ball over. And Coach Cam saying we're going to go with whoever has the most ball security on the floor.
So the Tartans make the first of the two, but miss the second. But the ball was tipped out by Deja Anderson, and so the Tartans will regain possession with a chance to take the lead here early in this third quarter. And a good tip there. Another good hand there. So Butler brings the ball, going to push the pace here a little bit. And she drives in against Higgins. Higgins does a really good job on the defensive end, but the ball is going to stay with LaRoche. So Butler looking for the ball to go into Sanders now. Sanders over to the Butler. Butler into Anderson as Anderson tries to drive, loses the ball, but does a good job of regaining it and gets 2. So LaRoche lead back up to 2. Ball goes into Clendenin. Clendenin to Higgins. They're going to get Jenna Cole with a block. Clendenin will go shoot 2. Or excuse me, Higgins will go shoot 2.
And early on in this half, number 4, Katie Higgins at the line right now, getting basically whatever she wants on the offensive end. Not a whole lot of defense being played on her at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Higgins being a guard at 6'1" is, I mean, you could say forward guard almost, but she is playing the 3 in this offense, and that's really nice if you're a Tartans head coach to be able to have a girl that tall play the 3 position. So she cuts the deficit to 1 here for LaRoche. She makes one of the 2. Cole gets it. Cole from 3. That's off the mark. Ball up to, Valera, sorry. Back to Westlock. Into Clendenin. She drives. Spin move on Cole, and that's going to be good for 2 as the Tartans take the lead, 28-27. So we see a good move there by Clendenin as she goes around Jenna Cole. Butler now with the ball, gives it up to Sanders. Nia Thomas down in the paint to Cole as they're going to get Clendenin with a foul. That'll be Clendenin's 2nd of the game.
I like that, though. Get Jenna Cole, get her activated down low. She just took a 3 on the last possession. Didn't go for her, but you might as well try something down low with her.
I agree. So Sanders a quick 3, and that's off the mark. Good rebound there for the Tartans. So Westlock with the ball, gives it up there into Clendenin. Westlock from 3. That's good. So we see this Tartans lead now extended to 4. So Chandrea Butler now bringing the ball up. She gives it up to Anderson. Anderson drives out to Thomas. Thomas for 3. That's off the mark. Good rebound by Westlock as she's guarded by Anderson. Good steal there by Sanders as she goes back the other way. Quick 2 for Anderson, or for Sanders. And we see that run and go offense for LaRoche start to work for them. So maybe they've got to capitalize on that more.
Yep, great coast to coast there by Sanders. Hopefully the offense opens up a little bit now.
So Higgins short for the 2. Offensive rebound there, and it's going to go for Pereira, excuse me. We're going to get a full timeout here from the Lady Redhawks as Coach Cam tries to get some stuff in order. So we're going to take about a minute break here on the LaRoche University Sports Network. Back here at the Kerr as LaRoche comes out of the timeout. Jeff, what do we see in that? I mean, that timeout that really made us stand up
almost expected from Coach Cam, saying, direct quote, every loose ball has to be ours. Play with some passion, and plain and simple, play defense. She's not asking a whole lot from these Lady Redhawks. She knows they're fundamentally ready, fundamentally sound, and that they have enough to get the job done here tonight, but she just has to remind them of the basics, remind them why they're here, and remind them of the hustle.
Yeah, she was very frustrated, visually frustrated, as the gym kind of got quiet as she started to really give the bench what they needed to hear. So they're going to get a turnover there for the Redhawks on the offensive end, and it's going to go to the Tartans. But she keyed in, though. She did. She said, everybody wants to shoot, and shots are going to fall, but we have to play well in the defensive end, and that's what they're going to have to do here in this upcoming next 3 minutes and in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So ball goes over here to Pereira. She gives the ball up to Westlock. Westlock for a short two. That's off the mark. Good defensive rebound there for Nia Thomas. So Thomas brings the ball up. Back to Butler. Butler goes to corner to Thomas. Thomas goes into Anderson. Out to Jackson. Jackson to the corner to Sanders. Sanders for a quick two. That's off the mark. Higgins now bringing the ball up. Gives it up to Westlock. Westlock guarded by Sanders. Up to Clendenning, and she's got a mismatch there as Chandra Butler is on her. Clendenning now to Sanders, who's a mismatch. No help there, but a miscue on the easy layup, and so a big break there for La Roche. That's a missed opportunity for this Tartans team.
Yep, a little broken defensive coverage there. Couldn't switch on the screen fast enough, and luckily for the Redhawks, ball rims out.
Yeah, for sure. A couple one of them take a deep breath moments where you realize, thank goodness we needed that one to go our way. So good ball goes out to Thomas. Thomas for three. That's good. So Nia Thomas with a big three from pretty deep as we saw her behind that men's line as they extended it here at La Roche at the Kerr. So ball goes in, and a good steal there by Jackson as she gets good positioning on the much taller Katie Higgins. So this Roche team starting to push back and getting a little momentum as they're only down one with about 2 minutes to play in this third quarter.
And back to that timeout. It was almost an implied, she never actually said it, but Coach Cam almost implying, control what you can control. The shots will fall, but if you control your hustle, you control your passion, and you control the energy on the defensive end, things are going to go your way.
Yeah, and that's something we always see from Coach Cam is the passion, and she is very, very, very staying true to her passion in this game. So good opportunity there by La Roche as they get a quick one to go, and a good offensive rebound leads to 2 points as they regain the lead. So La Roche now up 34-33. Ball goes to the corner. Quick two there by Filaire as she puts in it. So back to the lead goes back to the Tartans, About a minute 30 left here as La Roche has the ball and tries to have a good possession. Ball goes over to Sanders. Pass stolen there. Sanders tries to go cross court to Butler. So the Tartans pushing the pace here. Good defense there by Jackson, a freshman, as she stays with the ball. So Butler now. Over to Sanders. Back to Butler. As they're going to get Butler on the moving screen there. So another offensive possession almost wasted by this La Roche team. But one thing to note, Jeff, is the two best players for this La Roche team, and Aina Mazik and Jenna Cole, have been off the floor for the last probably 4 or 5 minutes. And so to be in this game down one and playing the way they are offensively, it's good to see when Mazik checks back in the game, and hopefully Jenna Cole too in that fourth quarter. So 38 seconds left here in this third quarter as the Tartans get pulled up, but a good block there by Mazik is 2-second shot clock to game clock differential. Mazik down to Sanders. Mazik pulls up back to Butler. Butler drives. Mazik back out to Anderson. Anderson for two, and that's good. So we see the ball start to go for La Roche as they regain the lead back to one here. 12 seconds left in this third quarter. Good tip there by La Roche as they push the pace. Sanders the drive, dribble, missed layup, but a good bunch of Redhawks there. So a good offensive rebound leads to a foul.
Yep, you're seeing the intensity pick up here for the Lady Redhawks. And another thing, back to what you were saying just a little bit ago, not a crazy big stat line for any one of these Lady Redhawks, which sometimes that could be a good thing. You don't have one person carrying your whole offense. I mean, we see Jackson here with 4. We see Nia Thomas with 5. Mazik with 5, Jenna Cole with 6, so no crazy offensive output thus far. It's been a good defensive game from both teams.
So about 2 seconds to get a shot here, and LaRoche is going to inbound underneath the basket. Ball goes into Anderson, and she's going to go up and get fouled. So a good foul drawn there by Anderson as she's going to get 2 shots with 0.3 seconds to go in this third quarter. So obviously she's going to hopefully capitalize on both of these, and then there won't be an opportunity for the Tartans to get a point. Anderson's first one's good. Roche leads by 2 now, 37-35. Second one on the way. That's good. So LaRoche has a 3-point lead now as the Tartans just get the ball in and the third quarter ends. So LaRoche leads by 3 here at the end of this third quarter with the fourth quarter coming up. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on the LaRoche University Sports Network. Back here at the Kerr Fitness Center as LaRoche leads 38-35. Jeff, what are we looking for? One thing from this LaRoche team in the fourth quarter to propel them to a victory.
I'm going to have to go back with Coach Cam said. Win the loose balls. Play a little bit harder than the Tartans this quarter. Win the ball game.
Yes, sir. So passion is the key thing in this position now. So LaRoche now playing defense as the Tartans. Quick shot there for Flair, off the mark as Jackson gets a good rebound. Let me see LaRoche push the pressure back on this Carnegie Tartans team. Ball goes in the corner to Sanders. Sanders to the key to Jackson. Over to Mazik. Mazik for 3, and that's good. As she gives a little 3 to the veins there for the blood. She got a little ice in her veins is what she's saying there. So the LaRoche team now leads by 6. Ball into Clendenin. Clendenin over to Westlock. Westlock drives, 2, off the mark. Good rebound there by Mazik. And so Deja Butler drives, ball kicked to Mazik. Mazik for 3, off the mark. Good offensive rebound there by Sanders. They're going to get another possession now.
Chandrea Butler recognizing the situation, slowing the game down. 6-point lead. Just hit a 3 from Mazik, deep in the Kerr. Time to run an offensive play.
Exactly. So ball goes into Anderson. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Up and off, but the reset. They're going to get a jump ball here, so it's going to stay with LaRoche. So a good job there by Anderson to miss the shot and get a rebound back. Ball goes in at Jackson. Jackson misses the layup there. Clendenin gets the steal. They're going to get a jump ball here. Good job by Butler to realize where Clendenning was on the floor to be able to grab that ball up.
And as you see there, head coach for the Tartans, Coach Holla, getting into it there with the referee. We saw Coach Cam with a couple questions in the first half about some seemingly phantom calls.
So Coach Holla is getting a little talk here with the officiating crew as they're discussing this right out. So they're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring the ball out here, and it's actually gonna. Excuse me. It's gonna stay underneath, as the jump ball is the right call. So Westlock to inbound. She goes into Higgins. Higgins to Anderson, and they're gonna get a foul on Anderson. So that's going to be Anderson's third. You could almost say that was almost like a little bit of a makeup call, as if they got something wrong on this end of the Tartans, because Coach Hollow was very visibly upset, and so Higgins makes the first one of her 2 shots.
Yeah, I wasn't even really sure what happened down in that corner. It's a little bit out of our view up here, but Coach Hollow pretty relaxed all game, and that's really the first time I've heard from her.
So the second one off there for Higgins. And so Butler's pushing the ball back. Butler goes into Mazik. Mazik for the turnaround 2. That's off the mark. So Higgins now with the ball. Goes back over to Westlock. Westlock for 3. And that's good. She gets the roll here at the curve. So the Tartans now cut the deficit to 2.
And we're at the point in this game where every offensive possession counts. Can't be taking low percentage attempts from the field.
So a steal there for Westlock as they go back down the other way to try to tie this ball game up or maybe even take the lead. So a bad pass there by Westlock, and Deja Anderson gets the ball. So Sandria Butler brings the ball back up the court here, goes to the corner to Sanders. Sanders for 3, and that's off the mark. So Mazik, the only one back here. The Tartans pushing. Good block there by Mazik.
And what we've seen thus far from her, Philip, she's very good at timing the block on defense, and she really doesn't get called for a foul very often. She's pretty good at that.
Yeah, she does a really good job of knowing where her hands are and where the ball is. So Jenna Cole comes in the game and checks in for Deja Jackson. And she's going to get a quick tip there out of bounds. So Cole being fresh for this last 7 minutes is something to be positive for LaRoche, because you know how quickly she can get going on the offensive end. Ball into Clendenning, into Westlock. Westlock for 2, and this ball game is tied. 41-41 with 6:55 remaining in the fourth quarter. So Butler now at the key, getting directions from Coach Cam. Mazik goes back to Butler, into Anderson. Anderson takes a rush shot, but a good rebound there by Jenna Cole as she's trying to get the ball. The ball is going to stay down low, and it's going to be a jump ball now, so it's going to stay here with LaRoche. So Butler's going to get a rest as Farmer checks in the game for her. Good pass there by Sanders as they restart this offense. Mazik to Saunders. She drives. Anderson for a long 2. That's off the mark as Clendenning comes down hard. So they're calling a shot clock violation, but it obviously hit the rim. So we're going to get a A stoppage of play here by the officiating crew. It's not a shot clock violation if that's what they keep calling, because it obviously hit the rim. So the officiating crew's been a little bit worrisome all game is trying to figure this out here.
Yeah, this is the second full-on meeting we've seen in conversation this quarter about what the
This
call
something
is.
That's a little unusual with the officiating crew at this level. So they're talking to the shot clock person running the shot clock and trying to figure out to make sure if they reset. So the shot clock didn't reset off the ball, or the ball hitting the rim. So the officiating crew thought that the ball didn't hit the rim, but it was very obvious for everybody in this gym to see. So we're still trying to figure it out here, which is a little confusing because at this point, it's just got to make a call.
Another very confusing sequence.
Yeah,
there.
I mean, I understand that they messed up the shot clock violation, but then the ball was still had in possession of Carnegie Mellon, so it should have even been a question. So now back again here, Tartans bring the ball down the floor. Good block there by Mazik as she's going to get this ball, go up for two and get two. As this crowd starts getting into it a little bit as Coach Camp puts on the full court press. So this pressure being a little too much here for the Tartans. They're going to get the ball over to the corner as the Tartans are going to get two on the break. So they're going to get a 30-second timeout here for the Tartans as they're going to go over their full court press break. As we're going to actually stay here for this one. We're going to talk over a few things. So, Jeff, other than a little bit of the officiating miscues, both these teams are doing a really good job of handling how the game's being dictated by the officials.
Absolutely great. Probably the best sequence of the game we saw right there. Two quick buckets. Coach Cam going into her bag of tricks, pulling out the full court press, works once, get a bucket, fails once, give up a quick bucket, but still good momentum builder for the Lady Redhawks. Great defensive play into an offensive score for Mazik.
Absolutely, and we see the momentum. It looks like it's with this Redhawks team. I mean, we see Coach Hall is really kind of pulling back the reins on this this Carnegie Mellon Tartan team to stay on their side of the court and make sure they know what they're doing and play their game. Because this Redhawks team is going to try to get them out of their comfort zone with about 5:43 to play.
And I'm shocked we haven't seen it earlier. We know this Lady Redhawk team has the athletes, and I'm sure they have the conditioning to put on the full court press. Let it fly.
Yeah, so here we go. Love the let it fly reference there as we are the Redhawks. Sydney Farmer now with the ball. Gets tipped by the Tartans. So LaRoche still has the ball here. 18 seconds on the shot clock. 5:30 to go in the game. Score tied 43-43. Sanders with the ball. She's giving the ball to Cole now. Cole dribbles, gives it to Anderson. Anderson for three. That's off the mark. They're going to get Mazik now with a foul. That'll be her second of the game. So now Coach Cam brings back this pressure and pulls it back to half court. So Westlock bringing the ball up here for the Tartans. Flair now with the ball. So ball goes in to the corner. Westlock for an easy two. So Sanders with the ball now, and she gives up to Farmer. Farmer to Mazik. Sanders now with the ball. She gives it back up to Farmer. Goes into Mazik. Mazik to the corner. Cole for three. She pumps. Takes it out. Goes over to Sanders. Sanders for three. That's off the mark, but Cole there for the rebound. Mazik actually jumped in and tried to take it away. So a good steal there by Sanders. Is they're going to say she stepped out actually. So the ball is going to stay here with the Tartans.
That's still a big defensive play, though. Getting back, hustle back. Tartans pushing the pace now. They've got a couple easy buckets off of it this half, and that probably saved a bucket there from the Tartans because of the hustle back.
Amen. So LaRoche is still, the Tartans are up by 2, and now extends their lead to 4 as they're up 47-43 with about 4 minutes remaining. So now a little bit of the momentum going back toward the Tartan side here. So Butler checked into the game for, for Sydney Farmer. So Butler with the ball now. She goes into Cole. Cole goes to the corner, but that's tipped away, given to Anderson. And that's stolen by the Tartans. So Westlock to bring the ball down the floor. She's bringing it down. She's going to turn, gives the ball down low. Cameron Pitts with the missed 2 there. So the Roche back down the floor here. Gives the ball up to Anderson. Anderson goes to Butler. Butler goes to Sanders. Up to top here to Anderson. She's going to get fouled. That's going to go on Polera. That'll be her second foul of the game. So Nia Thomas checks in for Jenna Cole. And we see Clendenin come in as Cole comes out. So we see a little cat and mouse game being played with the subs here as when Cole comes off the floor, Clendenin comes in. And so the Clendenin actually comes down with that rebound there as the missed opportunity for Sanders. Ball goes in there, and that's a quick 2 there by Falair. And so now the lead extended to 6 here as Coach Cam calls a timeout. That'll be a 30-second timeout. We're going to take a little quick break. We'll be right back here on the LaRoche University Sports Network. So back here at the Kerr, as LaRoche is going to have the ball here with 3 minutes to play, down 6. So you could almost say the way the offense is moving for LaRoche here, Jeff, they've got to get a score here.
Most definitely. I think even on the defensive end, this little run the Tartans are on, there's been a lot of easy buckets this quarter. Easy layups, uncontested, couple backdoor cuts.
So Butler goes over to Thomas, to Sanders in the corner. She misses, but good offensive rebound there by Mazik. And she's going to be fouled. The foul is going to go on Pereira. That's going to be her 3rd. So Butler to inbound here. So ball never touched by LaRoche. They can still grab it. So Sanders now going to bring the ball across half court.
Got to go quick here.
I agree. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Need a score in this possession. So Sanders goes into Mazik. Mazik turnaround 2. And almost to get it to go, but just off the front end as they're going to get a foul here on Anderson. That'll be Anderson's 4th. So the press is broken by the Tartans now. They're going to get Sanders for the foul. So that'll be Sanders' 3rd. fourth this quarter, so we're going to see LaRoche now is one foul away from giving the Tartans the bonus.
Yep, the ticky-tacky officiating has unfortunately continued in this second half and almost dictated the pace for the whole game.
Ball goes up, 11 seconds on the shot clock here. Into Pereira. Glendenin with it now. Gives it up to Westlock. Westlock for three. That's short. Didn't hit the rim, but a great offensive rebound by Westlock as she gives the two. So now an 8-point lead here for this Carnegie Mellon Tartans team. 1:45 to go. LaRoche is going to have to go quick if they want to get back into this game. They're going to get Pereira for her fourth of the game. So Jenna Cole enters the game here for Nia Thomas.
Lady Redhawks have to have 3 or 4 calculated offensive possessions here.
Yeah, very quick ones too. Got to go. So Anderson back out to Butler as Butler tries to get the possession going. Sanders goes into Cole. Quick two. That's good for Cole.
That's a start.
Yeah, that's absolutely a start. So you want to play no fouls defense here, but you also don't want to give up the easy two as the easy two goes in there for Glendenin. So just like that, the lead goes back to 8 as this LaRoche team finds himself down 8 with 1:08 to go in the game. Maybe looking a little too much here for this Redhawks team unless they can really get something going on the offensive end. So ball goes into Mazik as she goes back out. Sanders for 3. Off the mark. Stolen by Cole. Jump ball here. It's going to go the Tartans' way. So Tartans inbound here. They're going to break the press as Westlock gets it across half court, and they're going to foul her. She's going to go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. So the first of the 1-and-1 is good. So it leads up to 9 now for the Tartans. The second's good, so 10 points as the Tartans now lead 55-45 with 45 seconds left to go in this game. So LaRoche still trying to set up something as they have to go quick, and a turnover there for LaRoche. So they're going to foul Westlock again. She's going to go to the line. So Mazik gets the foul there. She's going to have her third.
Pretty just unfortunate fourth quarter here for the Lady Redhawks. So the press started off looking pretty good, but just haven't been able to get back on defense and limit the easy buckets down the stretch.
I mean, LaRoche just a lot of missed opportunities on the offensive end today that have hurt them, and you could also say on the defensive end. I mean, really wasn't. You could tell which team came in with the same idea of playing their game plan. You know, this Tartan team was never going to stray from their game plan, and they made LaRoche have to go away from theirs. And so it's a tough one here as LaRoche is going to take this one off the chin. It looks like as the lead as LaRoche is down 12 now, and that looks like that'll end it right there. So the time will run down here for the Tartans, and the final score will look to be so actually, let me rephrase that. Mazik still playing, which you got to give her respect for there. And she doesn't have any has a quit in her. So LaRoche now gets the ball with 10 seconds to go. Butler's going to have to give it up to shoot. Mazik now to shoot 3. That's going to be off the mark. Jackson for 2. That's in there. So that's going to end your game now, folks. So the Lady Redhawks fall here at home at the Kerr, 57-47 to the Carnegie Mellon Tartans. So a non-conference loss goes to LaRoche, which, again, we always talk about isn't too bad. This Lady Redhawks team plays good competition day in, day out. And so they've got to hopefully get back on track as they come back here on Saturday to play a doubleheader at the Kerr with the men's action. So, Jeff, quick little run through of what you saw, and we're going to wrap it up here.
Yeah, definitely somewhat of a stark shooting contrast from the Altoona game. Threes weren't falling as much tonight, and just a couple instances when they needed a stop, they couldn't get a clutch stop down the stretch.
So yeah, like you said, just couldn't get a stop at the stretch, and so we're gonna get a loss here for the Lady Redhawks as they fall to 1-4. This Tartan teams goes to 4-3, and so like we said, we'll return here on Saturday. I think it's the 9th they play here, Saturday the 9th, or the 6th, what other day it is. Saturday, we know it'll be here at the Kerr. And so we'll be back here on Saturday. Hope to see, or actually see all you all back here at the Kerr. So we're going to sign off here. Phil Pito alongside Jeff Santa. We appreciate you, and we'll be back on Saturday here on the LaRoche University Sports Network.